Hello Internet, this is Jeff, back for another episode of Drones Over Daytona. It's been about 5 weeks now since I passed my FAA Part 107 exam. I'm still waiting on my official license card with the number on it. So I have the temporary license that says pending. Let's see, I've rebranded myself on Instagram and Facebook as Drones Over Daytona. Had some business cards printed up just in case anyone approaches me, and got something to give out to look a little more professional. I also signed up for some of the stock sites to try and sell some photos and video. At first, when I had just the original Mavic Mini, I got rejected a lot for quality, a lot of noise in the images, and the video was not that good. Shutterstock in particular was harsh. They rejected everything I sent in, so I've heard some bad things about their adjustments to their business plan too, with the compensation for contributors. So I ended up scrubbing Shutterstock, and I just use Adobe stock and Pond 5 now. I haven't made anything from Pond 5, but from Adobe I've made about $7 so far. So it's not much, but I don't have much out there. I just put some stuff out. Been shooting stuff, so I thought, why not throw it in the stock sites, and if anybody buys it, great, and if not, that's fine too. I'm not trying to make a job out of it, just a little something to get a little gas money in my tank for going out and shooting. Because the Mini was low on quality, I upgraded to the new Air 2S. I got the Fly More combo, and what a difference that made. It's just been night and day over the quality of the images. Now the Mini 2 does 4K and shoots in RAW, so I was on the original Mini and all I got were JPEGs. So then I was limited to 2.7K. So my capabilities now, the Air 2S, moving up to 5.4K video, and being able to shoot photos in RAW, and in video I can shoot in D-Log and have 10-bit color that I can go in and do color grading and get some really pro shots out of it. So I'm very happy with the stuff I've done now. Some of the quick shots don't use D-Log, but that's okay. Just kind of learning what I can use and what I can't. I've managed to get one master shot done so far. I'm not real comfortable shooting around some of the places I frequent with that have a lot of trees and light poles, so and wires, power lines. So I try to stay away from all that, even though it's got obstacle avoidance. I don't trust sending that much value up in the sky without knowing that I've got a clear area to shoot in. I also picked up a program, the Topaz Denoise application for Lightroom and Photoshop, and that has helped with some of my photos. So the resolution, I went from 12 megapixels to 20, and using the denoise. It doesn't need it a lot because the Air 2S has the 1-inch sensor. So my images are pretty nice and clean, even in low light. But just that denoise app, being able to get some extra quality out of it. My acceptance rate on Adobe stock has just gone way up, and almost everything I do now is accepted. So I'm much more confident in the quality of what I can do. Like I said, I'm not trying to do it as a job. I would just like to have the hobby kind of pay for itself. Drones are expensive, and if I make a little something back to help pay for the endeavor, then that's great. I signed up for a service called Drone Base, but I don't have my actual license to put the number in yet, so I can't see jobs. People hire Drone Base to shoot aerial photos and video, and then they hire the photographers to go out and do the work, and you upload your footage to them. They do all the editing and color grading, so you just have to give them the raw files. I've heard you don't make a whole lot of money, but for starting out, to build up some experience and jobs, get some work in your portfolio, that's seems like it could be something pretty decent. Let's see. This week I went out and figured out how to use the Air 2S. I was really glad that I learned how to fly on the Mini. This drone has got a lot more power, a lot quicker, but there's just so much more to it. So being able to learn how to fly on the Mini was just a real blessing, to be able to learn how to orbit and move it around and get comfortable with the controls, and then getting behind something more powerful like the Air 2S is, I think jumping right into the Air 2S, I would have been a little overwhelmed. Let's see, the second time I took it out, I forgot my SD card for the first time in the 2 years that I've been flying drones. I got out to the location and turned the drone on, and the Fly app told me, said, you don't have an SD card. And it's like, oh, okay, so never done that before. But the Air 2S has 8 gigs of onboard storage, so I was able to fly and get some shots. And when I got home, I just plugged it into my computer and downloaded the footage from there. So that worked out great. Now I have an extra SD card I carry in my bag, so in case I do forget it again, leave it in my computer, I've got an extra one with me. That's something I gotta think about all the time now. So that was a lesson learned. Getting used to the obstacle avoidance sensors. Beeps a lot. Like I said, I'm not comfortable with turning those off. I know a lot of people say they just turn them off and leave them off because they are confident with their flying and all that, but it's I just like having that extra layer of security, knowing that it's going to do its best not to crash into things. I haven't put it in a position where it would crash, but I've like tried to land it on a picnic table and it moved to the side, and tried to go around the table and land on the ground. So it's definitely working, and I've been happy with what I've seen so far from that. I played around with the point of interest and the object tracking. Active Track worked really well. But I had some problems with my phone overheating when I used it. Now, I was outdoors in the sun, but the phone app locked up, and I had to shut down Fly and then restart it to get control of the drone back again. The drone just sat there, but because it was in Active Track, I wasn't able to land it, pushing down on the stick on the controller. So I had to reboot the app, and then it worked again, and I was able to land it. But that was kind of scary. But it's happened twice, 2 different days, both time using Active Track. So I'm wondering if that is kind of overloading the memory on the phone there and giving me some problems. I've also learned that I'm not going to be able to keep everything I shoot anymore. Shooting in 5.4K and 4K, my files are really big. Shooting in RAW also, my file size has just gone way up. Before I was just shooting JPEGs and a couple of movie files, but now the RAW files and the big MP4 files I'm just getting way more than I'm going to be able to keep. So I'm kind of putting together compilations of my footage, and I'm just going to have to keep the best stuff and scrub the rest. I really like the panoramas that the Air 2S shoots. It does those and puts them in folders by themselves each time. But it does it in RAW photos, so I'm able to put it into Lightroom and stitch it together. Those are pretty neat, but they make big files too. So I'm just been learning how to use it and having a great time with it. Looking forward to getting out and seeing what I can do next. I'm kind of planning out my next shots to get around the Daytona area over the next few weeks and see what I can do. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.